This is Dr. Mommy Budgets coming back to you again with another video. Today I am here to do a cozy chair conversation. Haven't done one in a while, and I was having a conversation with my significant other, and he suggested that I do a video on college preparing and the student loan process, pretty much. So, this is probably going to be a video of about 2 or 3 or 4 parts because I know I will not be able to get to as much information as I would like to in one video. So, yeah, we're going to do this in parts. So, let's just have my little bulldog go on and speak to the camera. We still haven't found him a name, so yes, he is sitting here with me in my cozy chair. And basically, the way I think I want to do this is I decided to title it the Student Loan Preparation Process, Part 1. So what I think I want to do, because I want to keep this as realistic and genuine as possible. I want to give you my real life situation as well as what I'm dealing with now as I'm going through the process with my daughter. So I think I want to do my college and student loan experience versus the current student loan and college process that I'm going through with my daughter. So we're going to compare, or I'm going to compare my experience to what she and I are currently dealing with now as it relates to trying to get her prepared for college, because she is a senior in high school and she will be attending college in about 10 months or so. She'll be off to college. So the first thing, I do have my notepad here, guys, with a few notes that I did write down. First thing is, basically with this college process, at the end of the day, for me, the goal is to go to school without getting any student loans. As you guys have heard me, talk about, complain, whine, however you want to call it, in other videos about my student loans, I do not like the student loans. I wish I have had more information as it related to student loans. So yes, I am definitely trying to deter her from even thinking about fixing her lips to say she will need a student loan to go to school. So first and foremost, the one thing that I wish that someone would have told me, which was, I went to college, in 92? I think that was my first college experience. Yeah, 92 to 96 is when I got my bachelor's degree. Not a single counselor, teacher, parent, church member, person in the community told me anything as it relates to student loans and how to avoid them. And that's what I was just sitting up here thinking when I was trying to come up with my bullet points. I do not recall not a single person saying don't get a student loan. Nor, I'm trying to see, did I even have anybody that discussed student loans with me. Most of the teachers and counselors, and everything that was around me, they were really pushing for us to go, to college. Just go to college, go to college, go to a good college, go to a college where you can get a good education. That's, pretty much all I heard. And I really do not recall hearing them talk about student loans. So my first point, I said all that to say, my first point is, I wish someone had told me how the student loan compound interest work. And that's what I'm talking through with my daughter now and my other children as well. That this student loan, first and foremost, will have to be paid back. It is not bankruptable, and you will have to do whatever you need to do to pay it back, or they're going to garnish your wages, or you're going to be without a job. Those are the only two options you have because, like I said, it is not bankruptable. So, yeah, compound interest, that interest that continues to accrue daily, and then somehow it gets tacked onto your original balance, and then you have a new higher balance, and then you're using that interest rate that you have for the loan to continue to accrue more interest. So it's continuing just to compound, and I was never given any information on that. So that is the first point. So I have been sitting down talking to my daughter about that. So basically, I am using these tactics to help her see or provide reasons to her as to why she needs to stay clear of student loans. They're not worth it. They're not worth it at all to me, to be honest. Now, the next point that I would like to make that may assist you in avoiding student loans is to get or apply for and get as many merit scholarships as well as non-school related scholarships. I think I applied for maybe 2 or 3 scholarships, and I ended up getting like one $500 scholarship from one of the local organizations, and I got my Pell Grant that I qualified for, and that was it. The rest of it was student loans, and I went to a HBCU, which was private, so it was very expensive. And so that's another thing that I am talking to my daughter with. We're now in the process of, applying for schools and trying to see what kind of merit-based scholarships they're going to offer. In addition, applying for non-school scholarships. And now I'm not going to sit here and lie. This process has been overwhelming, to say the least. Now, like I said, back in my time, I didn't have any assistance with, really applying for scholarships, how to go out and look for scholarships and all that kind of thing. Like I said, I'm honestly trying to think back through. I do not recall the teachers and the counselors pushing that type of information. Now, I don't know if it was limited or whatever the case may be, but applying for outside scholarships, nope. Didn't have a lot of information on it, little to none. But this process has been overwhelming, to say the least. Not only are we applying to schools, and we want to try and make sure that we're applying to schools that will be able to provide the education that my daughter would like to have, as well as be able to afford. And so I'm applying to colleges and scholarships with her. And it's overwhelming to me because it's so much information out there about scholarships. We can go and you can look online and, 200 free scholarships, 500 free scholarships, all these numbers. And then you go and you start clicking on these scholarships. You start filling out the information, and it is overwhelming. They want so much information for $1,000 scholarship, a $2,000 scholarship, a $500 scholarship. But you got to get past that. And see, that's what I'm in the process of doing, trying to get past being overwhelmed, because I know at the end of the day, remember, my focus is to make sure that my daughter goes to school without student loans. Okay? So, you just got to sit down, go through the process. Even if you have to, start an application, save it, come back to it. My daughter decided to create 2, 3 different spreadsheets. She has one that has all her logins to her Common App, Black Common App, different ways that she's applying for scholarships and schools, and it has her login and her password. Then she has logins and passwords for everything that's college preparation ready. So that way, she and I, it's a Google Docs. We both have access to that document, and I can see her passwords, and that way I won't have to continue to, hey, what is your login for this? What is your login for that? So she set that up, and then she also have another tab under that same Google Docs um, that shows all the schools she's applied for. If she needs a letter of recommendation, if she's been accepted to that school, what's missing, do I need to still pay the application fee, whatever it is. So she has that document going, and it's shared out to me so we both can, put information in there and see what each other is doing. So I think that is really helpful as well. So basically, to just reiterate what I've talked about so far, like I said, this is going to be probably 3 or 4 parts, because like right now this video is upwards of 11 minutes and I've only hit on 2 points. But this is some really important information, guys, and I would not like to shortchange you guys with the content. So I am probably going to try to keep these videos somewhere between 10 and 12 minutes, and we'll just do them in parts. But just for a quick recap, the first thing was the student loan interest compound. If you don't know a whole lot about that, you have someone that's on their way to college, please go out there and do some research on it so that you can know, if you choose to get a student loan, what you're getting yourself into. I don't recommend student loans at all. I never will, but there are some people that do, and if you do decide to do that, go out there and do some some research on student loan compound interest. And then the next one is to apply for scholarships. Just continue to apply. Continue to apply. Yes, the process may get overwhelming, but just continue to apply. No amount is too small or too large. Just continue. It is, like I said, it is overwhelming from time to time, but we got to stay the course. We got to stay the course. And if you get to that point where you feel that you are getting overwhelmed, then just step back. Just step back from the process for a while, maybe about a week or so, then, get right back on it. But those are the 2 pointers that I wanted to bring up, and to just provide you with a few differences between the current experience I'm having right now with my daughter versus what my experience was when I was going to college. So I am going to end this video right here for today, and we will pick up with part 2 in our cozy chair for our cozy chair conversation at a later date. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, where we dream big but start small around here. Until next time, peace